Live from the WCTV studios, this is Eyewitness News at 5. Coverage you can count on.
You are looking at live pictures from Philadelphia. It is night 3 of the Democratic Convention, and Tallahassee's mayor among those speaking this evening. I'm Julie Montanaro.
I'm Eden Schultz. Mayor Andrew Gillum is set to speak to the convention in just a few minutes. He takes the stage on a big night. Vice President Biden and President Obama are also both set to speak, along with Hillary Clinton's running mate, Virginia Senator Tim Kaine. The theme for the night, working together. Don Champion has the latest from Philadelphia.
President Obama joked with reporters at the White House ahead of his keynote speech tonight at the Democratic National Convention. He'll make the case for another Clinton presidency.
I think Obama is going to pay tribute to her, tell everybody how great she was as a Secretary of State, and unite the party.
DNC committee member Keith Boykin says the president will try to set the record straight about where America stands.
He has to sell a positive vision of where America is going and how Hillary Clinton can continue that as well. And I think it's got to show a contrast to what Donald Trump is offering, which is very dark.
Test 1, 2.
Clinton's
Test
running
1,
mate
2.
Tim Kaine visited the convention center to rehearse for the biggest speech of his political career.
The Democrats are hoping to showcase Clinton's experience and focus on uniting the country.
The message that we carry is that a vote for Trump or not voting for Hillary is like voting against America.
Lenny Kravitz and his band warmed up on the stage. He'll energize the crowd for tonight's headliners, including Vice President Joe Biden and former Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords. Don Champion, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum plans to talk about overcoming divisions during his upcoming speech. Our Washington Bureau Chief Jacqueline Policastro had a chance to speak with him earlier.
Mayor Andrew Gillum told me his speech will focus on unity, and as you can see, the Florida delegation has great seats right next to the stage. Preparations are underway on the third day of the Democratic National Convention, and Mayor Andrew Gillum is ready.
All the things that make us feel separate are, quite frankly, superficial in nature, that there's a lot more that we share in common between each other than what is different. Those will be the nature of my comments.
Florida delegates know their vote matters, both here at the convention and in a big way on election night.
Tallahassee and the state of Florida will be consequential to whoever wins the White House. If you win Florida, you win the White House. That's pretty much how it goes.
Gillum says he's honored to deliver a speech at the convention and hopes he can inspire voters across the country.
We're the United States of America, that together, if we square our shoulders to the task in front of us, that we can move this country much further beyond where we are right now.
The mayor said he's confident that Florida voters will help elect Hillary Clinton this November. Reporting at the Democratic National Convention, Jacqueline Policastro, WCTV Eyewitness News.
And we are hoping to hear from the mayor in the next half hour or so, and we'll have an exclusive live interview with him about his speech. That is set for 6:30 on the Good Morning Show.
Well, we all remember this scene 3 weeks ago in Wakulla County, a fiery crash after a bus and a semi collided. Now the community is honoring those who responded. That bus was filled with Haitian migrant workers.
The crash left 4 people dead and 25 others hurt, some of them critically. This happened at the intersection of US 98 and Woodville Highway. Our Erica Fernandez was on the scene that day. She is live there right now. Erica, the community certainly came together to help respond to this tragedy.
Eden and Julie, that is correct. They certainly have, showing an overwhelming amount of support over the last few weeks. As you can see behind me, they've even built a memorial with flowers and crosses to help remember those who perished in the crash that day. Now, the county held a special recognition ceremony earlier this morning to help honor those who risk their lives every single day. Nearly a dozen different agencies from Leon, Wakulla, and Franklin counties responded to the accident that morning. Wakulla County Sheriff Charlie Creel tells us this is the worst accident he's ever seen. A ceremony this morning honored those who risked their lives to save others from the fiery crash. The sheriff says they're an example of what all law enforcement strive to be.
We feel pride. We feel honored that we were able to sit there and save as many lives as we did. The awards are great, the recognition's awesome, but the best reward for us is knowing that we saved those lives and that they are out with their families today and they have a second chance at life.
3 weeks later, 2 crash victims remain in the hospital, but the sheriff says the casualty list could have been a lot longer if it weren't for the efforts of the first responders. Now, Governor Rick Scott also invited all of the emergency responders that helped on that day and sent a letter to them inviting them to the cabinet on September 20th, and everyone that responded on that morning will be honored and recognized on that day. Eden and Julie, back to you.
All right, Eric, and I think that first responder said it best, the greatest reward of all, saving lives that day. Thank you, Erica. Well, in Lowndes County, city and county leaders are trying to reach a new agreement on which agencies deliver vital services there. They held a 4th meeting on it today. Every 10 years, the agreement has to be reviewed or revised to ensure that taxpayers aren't paying for more than they need.
This is simply all about the taxpayers in this community, whether you're a city resident or whether you're in the unincorporated area. And it's about how those services are delivered to make sure that there are no double taxation or duplication of services there.
The county stands with the current 2008 agreement. However, the city of Valdosta addressed 14 issues at this meeting, including litter control. They're hoping to find some middle ground by October the 1st.
A new form of energy will soon bring power to the capital city. Tallahassee International Airport now has federal approval for a solar farm.
Our capital city correspondent Marielle Carbone was at the airport earlier in the day. Marielle, what can residents expect from all of this?
Well, Julie, Eden, it's a two-way benefit for residents here. Hopefully they'll be getting this clean energy and have more options at the airport. Now, here's how it works. It's a 3-way partnership between the city, the airport, and Origis. That's the solar panel company. It'll take up about 120 acres of undeveloped land at the airport. The City Utility Commission will pay the lease on that land, which is nearly $60,000 just for the first year. They'll also look into paying about $1 million a year to Origis for the electricity. Now, that money the airport is receiving will help lower overall operational costs, which in turn benefits consumers.
An inexpensive airport to operate lends itself to additional air service. It's more it has a greater attraction for the airlines to expand service. And of course, lower costs may also lead to us being able to get better air service.
More options, more competition, and hopefully lower ticket prices. Now, the city tells me the energy from this farm will only make up about 2% of their total energy, which sounds like a pretty small amount, but they tell me in the world of renewable energy that it's actually pretty significant. It's efficient and the cost is low, so they're hoping to start getting this farm built in about 3 months. Julie and Eden, back to you guys.
Okay, Mariel, thanks for that. Mayor Andrew Gillum is in Philadelphia tonight, and he is delivering his speech at the Democratic National Convention right now.
That's right. He just took the stage. Let's go ahead and listen in as Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum addresses the crowd.
This is the story of our party, and it's also what drives our nominee. Hillary Clinton has shown us her heart, her strength, her passion for this country's future. A future, quite frankly, that means more to me now than it ever did before. Because in addition to being the mayor of Tallahassee, Florida, the capital city of our nation's 3rd largest state, I'm also a father. And along with my wife, RJ, we are raising 2-year-old twins, Jackson and Caroline. So when I head to the voting booth, I want you all to know that they are coming with me. Because I want them to know that I'm not just casting a vote for Hillary Clinton and my fellow Democrats. I am casting a vote for them. Ensuring the kind of future they deserve requires leadership that will unify and inspire us, that can build on this country's best instincts for inclusion and optimism. You know what, y'all? The world can seem scary enough without so-called leaders leading with fear for political gain. That's right. Every day in this country, black parents send their sons out with a deep sense of anxiety, hoping that they will return home to them safely. And every day, police officers kiss their loved ones heading to work to protect and to serve, and they hold that same sense of hope and fear in their hearts. In these times of anger and fear, we can't afford to retreat to our respective corners. We can't let this animosity grow and get stronger. That's right. And the truth is, we've seen examples of communities and law enforcement coming together during crisis, to grieve together and to help each other heal. That is exactly how it is supposed to work. And it's on all of us to ensure that in our communities, that becomes the reality.
Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum addressing the Democratic National Convention today on the national stage, talking about his role as mayor and as father in hopes of bringing people together at the convention.
And again, we will talk to the mayor about his big address at the convention. That'll be coming up tomorrow morning live on the Good Morning Show at 6:30.
Well, Mike McCall is in Havana. He's at a backyard barbecue this afternoon. And Mike, I can see that sun shining on you right now.
Interestingly enough, Julie, we drove through a bit of heavy rain on the way here. We're on Highway 27. One of those isolated showers. They're small, but like yesterday, some heavy rain, but a lot fewer of those around, and certainly not interfering with the backyard barbecue today. Here in Havana, we've got blue skies and sunshine. Now, I actually did see a couple of sprinkles. That's about as close as that rainfall got to us, but another fantastic location. Got our own little tiki bar over here, and of course, we'll just have water or ginger ale, something like that. But we already got the family and friends here. We've got the kids in the pool. Once again, another great spot picked out, and also a fair amount of shade. Also got some roosters over here. May have to just go give the roosters a visit too. But let's talk about what's going on outside. Temperatures not that bad in Tallahassee when you look at the temperature, at least, because of some of those nearby showers. However, all around, lots of low to mid 90s. And radar doesn't show a lot of rainfall. In fact, if we start to look down toward the Big Bend, you'll see some isolated showers here and there. That little bit of rain you see just above where Tallahassee's ridden, that's the little shower that we saw on the northwest side of Tallahassee. It's got a couple sprinkles here in Havana. Also got a couple more down in Wakulla County, and only one or two across parts of South Georgia. The chances will stay kind of low for a few more days, which means the heat will stay up. Now, I'll talk more about that forecast. A lot more coming from this week's great backyard barbecue coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Mike. Boy, we get the best invites, don't we?
A tiki bar and roosters, so.
And a pool.
Not bad at all. We look forward to that all evening long.
And still to come on Eyewitness News at 5, many of us turn to dietary supplements to lose weight or boost energy.
But a new report is raising questions about safety.
Why some common supplements in your medicine cabinet could send you to the hospital. I'm Kenneth Craig in New York with a look at the new report coming up.